What if I told you that right now, as you're watching this video, Africa is quietly transforming the automotive industry? And no, I'm not talking about just bringing in cars from abroad or assembling well-known foreign brands. I'm talking about groundbreaking developments like Zimbabwe's self-powered electric vehicle, which runs entirely on radio waves. Yes, you heard that correctly, a car powered by radio frequencies. No gasoline, no rechargeable batteries, just pure and remarkable ingenuity. If that sounds too good to be true, stay with us because today, we're diving deep into Africa's remarkable automotive evolution, a tale of resilience, innovation, and a continent reshaping the future of mobility. And hey, if you're interested in exploring more cutting-edge technology with us, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and helps us bring you even more mind-blowing content every single week. Africa is currently producing around 30,000 vehicles every single day. Let that sink in. That's over 10 million cars rolling off production lines every year. From the busy industrial centers of Morocco in the north to the thriving automotive hubs of South Africa in the south, the continent is steadily making its mark in car manufacturing. But these aren't just any vehicles, they are designed with a purpose, specifically crafted to suit African roads, climates, and lifestyles. This isn't about churning out generic cars, it's about creating vehicles that truly align with the heartbeat of the continent. Leading this transformation is Maxwell Chikumbutso, a Zimbabwean inventor with a vision that challenges conventional engineering. Back in 2009, he introduced something extraordinary, the micronic energy device. But this wasn't just any invention, it's a revolutionary technology that captures radio frequencies from the air and converts them into usable electricity. Fast forward to today, and he has taken this concept even further, developing what could be the world's first self-powered electric car. Imagine a vehicle that doesn't require fuel, doesn't need to stop at charging stations, just one that generates its own energy as it moves, tapping into the invisible power all around us. This isn't just a fascinating concept, it's a potential game changer for millions across Africa. In many regions, fuel prices are extremely high, and access to electricity is unreliable. A self-sustaining car could drastically cut transportation costs, connect remote areas, and redefine mobility in places where traditional infrastructure is lacking. But Chikumbutso's story is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Countries such as South Africa, Morocco, Nigeria, and Ghana are rapidly advancing in vehicle manufacturing, producing cars that are durable, practical, and innovative. Take Morocco, for instance. In less than 2 decades, it has gone from having virtually no car industry to becoming the largest vehicle exporter on the continent. In 2023 alone, Morocco exported 400,000 vehicles to Europe, thanks to strategic collaborations with industry giants like Renault and Stellantis, along with a strong focus on building local expertise. South Africa's automobile sector is a significant force as well, employing over 100,000 people and contributing around 4.3% to the nation's GDP. Meanwhile, Nigeria and Ghana are growing into emerging centers for affordable, locally manufactured vehicles. This isn't about trying to catch up with the rest of the world, it's about forging a distinct, African path in the automotive space. For decades, Africa was seen as merely a dumping ground for used cars from Europe and Asia, vehicles discarded elsewhere that barely lasted before breaking down. But that perception is rapidly changing. Today, Africa is not only assembling foreign brands but also designing and producing its own cars, tailored to its own unique conditions and requirements. This shift is a massive deal for several reasons. First, it's about economic growth. By producing vehicles locally, African nations are creating thousands of jobs. Factories need workers, supply chains need suppliers, and innovations require engineers. In South Africa, the automobile industry isn't just providing employment, it's supporting entire families and communities. Morocco's thriving car exports have turned the industry into a cornerstone of the economy, proving that Africa can compete on a global scale. Second, it's about relevance. African engineers know their home environment better than anyone. They understand the reality of rough, unpaved roads, extreme temperatures, and inconsistent fuel availability. They aren't designing sports cars meant for smooth highways, they're building sturdy, reliable vehicles capable of handling the unpredictable conditions of real life. That means higher ground clearance, reinforced suspensions, and dust-resistant engines. These features aren't just luxuries, they are absolute necessities. Lastly, it's about pride. Africa's automotive rise is proof that the continent is more than capable of innovation. From Maxwell Chikumbutso's self-powered vehicle to Morocco's booming exports to Nigeria's growing assembly plants, these aren't just business successes, they are stories of ambition and brilliance. They are inspiring a new wave of young African creators, from students studying engineering to aspiring inventors tinkering in their garages, all determined to leave their mark on the world. So, what exactly makes African-made vehicles unique? It's not about fancy tech gimmicks, it's about addressing real-life challenges. African roads aren't always smooth highways, they can be dirt paths, pothole-filled streets, or even flood-prone routes that would destroy a standard car in no time. That's why African automakers prioritize durability above all else: stronger suspensions, higher ground clearance, and parts designed to withstand dust and extreme weather conditions. It's also about adaptability. In many African communities, a single vehicle often serves multiple purposes. It might transport farm produce in the morning, carry schoolchildren in the afternoon, and deliver business supplies at night. That's why multifunctional vehicles like vans, minibuses, and trucks are becoming the norm. Then there's the issue of cost. In many parts of Africa, fuel is expensive, and electricity isn't always available. A gallon of gasoline can cost more than a full day's wages, and charging an electric car is often impossible in areas without stable power. That's where innovations like Chikumbutso's self-powered car stand out. By eliminating the need for fuel or charging stations, it isn't just a technological marvel, it's a practical, real-world solution. Of course, not everyone is convinced. Some critics question whether radio waves can generate enough energy to power an entire car. Others argue that the technology lacks independent verification. But even as a proof of concept, it's a glimpse into a future where mobility is a right, not just a privilege. Africa's automotive growth isn't happening in isolation. Manufacturers source steel from Kenyan mills, tires from Egyptian factories, and upholstery from Nigerian suppliers, creating a ripple effect that benefits countless small businesses. Universities and technical institutes are also playing a role, partnering with automakers to improve designs, test materials, and train future industry leaders. And let's not forget sustainability. The continent isn't just following the old path of gas-powered cars, it's embracing a cleaner future. Kenya is installing EV charging stations powered by geothermal energy. Uganda's Kiyira Motors has developed a solar-powered bus. Nigeria is experimenting with biofuels derived from local crops. These aren't just ideas, they're part of a broader push toward eco-friendly transportation. Despite the progress, challenges remain. Supply chain disruptions can delay production. Infrastructure gaps make transportation difficult. Regulatory hurdles create bureaucratic nightmares. And skepticism around groundbreaking technologies, like Chikumbutso's self-powered car, continues. But African innovators are facing these obstacles head-on, pushing forward with determination. The global transportation landscape is changing fast, and Africa isn't just keeping up, it's helping lead the way. Whether it's Zimbabwe's self-powered car, Morocco's manufacturing boom, or Nigeria's emerging auto hubs, the continent is proving that innovation has no borders. So, next time you think about the future of transportation, don't just look west. Look south too. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into Africa's automotive rise, don't forget to subscribe for more incredible tech stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.